What up? It's your boy DoBoy.
And I'm Patrick Cloud.
And this is another installment of The Internet is Undefeated. Cue the booty music.
I'm undefeated. Okay,
Pat.
And I don't want to be the internet. I'm undefeated.
You can't just take it's surprisingly catchy.
Come on, dance. You can't not dance that song. And I don't want to be defeated like the internet. I'm undefeated. There was too many syllables.
Yeah. And you can't just take popular songs and then just switch it. You can't start doing parodies of jingles. You dork.
It's when I'm not feeling original.
Yeah, well, clearly you weren't.
That melody is
It is
2019 for me.
Yeah. You've been talking about it all.
Yeah, I'm undecided.
And your mates, Chris Brown, your MCM this week. So
I knew
you're
it was
really
some BS. That I could tell by your little stutter.
Okay, all
your
right.
stutter.
Yeah.
All right, well, welcome to The Internet is Undefeated, yet
yeah.
another week. We got some cool stuff on the timeline today.
Got some things on the tablet today
and
to speak about.
We got a nice little conspiracy theory. We set it up last week, and
We did.
I'm finally going to hit you with the Mandela effect.
Pause. I don't know. Just you said I'm gonna hit you with the
Did that
Mandela.
need a pause?
I don't know, man. Pause.
Pause is overused.
Have we canceled pause yet?
We haven't canceled it, but I think we should.
It's about time, man.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad we moved away from no homo. That was a little
That
rough.
was just really disrespectful when you think about it.
But
Okay.
yeah, now we're just pausing everything.
Yeah, we just be pausing. That wasn't a legitimized pause. So my bad on that.
But yeah, we got some cool stuff to talk about.
Yes,
but
we do.
I did want to before we started, I wanted to do a quick PSA. Because apparently there is a new lick going around, and I think that everybody needs to go. Everybody needs to hear about this. We are no longer in the age where you can just give strangers your phone.
No.
You can't.
Let me tell them my personal story because we talked about this before we got on air.
Yes, we did.
Now we're gonna tell them like this is
I
the
laughed
first time
at
we
you,
talked about it.
And I said I want you to repeat this.
So I was at the mall recently. In the
Already
mall,
funny.
You know, I was at the mall, and you know what I'm saying, people see me out. You know what I'm saying, whatever. They see me with the jewels flexing. They like, oh, there go DoBoy. That's a great man. So seen a guy come up to me, and he was like, we've remember like the guy used to like try to sell you his mixtape back in the day, and they would have physical copies, but now this has changed apparently.
Right.
And so he was like, hey man, can you support my music? So I hit him with the stat pro quo. Hey man, I ain't even got no cash on me, man.
You ain't got no cash to support?
Yeah, but now niggas will pull out the square on you, the whatever, so you can't even really get
I ain't
around
messing
that.
with somebody who pulls out the credit card.
You
for free
feel
now.
me? I don't even know this
Nah.
guy. So he didn't do that. He was just like, hey bro, I just want the support. Let me just see your phone real quick. I'm not tripping. I'm assuming he's gonna go on Spotify or Apple Music or whatever just to locate his music that I can listen to it.
Okay.
You know this nigga, and I didn't notice it till like 30 minutes down the road. Nigga took my phone and bought his album on iTunes. Nigga had to be. I got a bill for $9.99. I'm like, wait, I haven't bought nothing. I looked. I was like, this nigga's album.
You found out way later, not right there, right?
I found out way later that I actually got charged for it. This nigga bought his album.
That is hilarious.
On my phone, just because I was trying to be a nice guy. And be like, all right, let me listen. And you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's no knock to whether his music was good or not. It's just if I meet you on the street, I'm going to assume it's bad.
Don't matter. If it was the hottest track ever, I will never give you a view.
Nigga. And bought my album for $10.
That is so funny. So here's the question.
Jeez.
If he had bought it and handed it back and it said album purchase and you found out right there, you giving him the hands? He was a big nigga, wasn't he?
Nah. I mean, what are you
The
really
way you
gonna
put down
do?
the coffee cup was
because
just like...
it's like, you know, when you start to become in a position and you can't just beat people, I would have definitely been mad, but I had already been duped at that point. He
That
got
is
me
wild.
for the $10. And I thought that was bad until somebody else told us another story. You want to tell them about the story we heard on the floor? Which is even worse?
Yes. So when DoBoy told me this story
He
in the
laughed
office,
at me ridiculously.
Yes, but somebody else told us about another lick, and this one is way worse.
Bruh.
Way worse.
Ugh.
So if you out here trying to get at these females, I suggest
Because women do this a lot. So before we even keep it going, women will do this a lot. When you ask for
I never
a
heard
woman,
of this.
This happens a lot. When you're asking a woman for her phone number or whatever, or she asks for yours, she'll be like, oh, just give me your phone, I'll put it in my phone.
But usually they either put a fake number in,
Right.
maybe play some Tetris.
Right.
You know
Look
what I mean?
at your nudes. Whatever.
When I tell you that the new thing,
Wow.
if you are not careful, you can give this chick your phone to put her number in. This one chick Venmo'd herself $3,000. Venmo.
$3,000.
You know how easy Venmo is?
And then handed his phone right back to him.
Venmo is literally easier than sending a text message.
Bruh.
I click DoBoy. You just put $4,500, I'll never see it again.
And you know,
ain't no way to send it back.
You know she was probably with the jukes and probably was like, he gonna know real quick. But all you got to do in Venmo is just go and accept, boom. Mm-hmm. So all she had to do is go on her phone, boom, transfer to her account. How are you going to even police against that?
That's what I'm saying. And he must have looked like he was going to, he had something. You know what I mean? Because $3K is ambitious.
That's a lot.
I think they would have probably, went for 45 cents for you or something.
Shut up, nigga.
Just looking at you, they'd be like, I probably got this nigga for $15.
You nerd. No, that's actually why I'm thinking differently now, because I'm with all this ice and jewels.
Exactly.
They may try to get me for everything.
No, that's a defensive mechanism, because if they see that, ain't no $3K in your bank account for sure.
Really?
Oh, no.
Let's talk about that for 2 seconds. When you see, because you know me in real life, when you see this jewelry on me, if you didn't know me, you wouldn't think I was out here having it my way?
No.
Really?
No. It don't look. It just don't look real.
Do y'all really think this jewelry ain't real?
I need you to go home and Google diamonds. just give yourself an A and B. Like take your chain off, and then look up a video of Lil Pump or Young Thug. These people with just too many diamonds.
Okay. And
then record a video of yourself in the dark, and then just split screen them.
And then see what the difference is.
See how the actual diamonds are dancing. And yours is doing a two-step.
They just shimmying back and forth like this.
Yours is doing an old uncle's two-step.
You know what? I'm going to mess around and do that for the next episode, and we're going to let the audience decide if my diamonds.
You going to bring real diamonds?
No, I have real diamonds.
Where?
They're right here.
Okay.
So we'll find a video with another rapper with their diamonds in the dark and then mine, and we shall see who shall be the victor.
All right. Real diamonds don't ever match the rest of your outfit, though. You know what I'm saying? All right, so
leave me alone. But yeah, so fellas and ladies, watch out. Don't just give people your phone.
Don't give your phone away.
Those were 2 instances where we just gave away our phones, and I lost $10, and some other unsuspecting fool gave up.
Man, at least you got an album out of it.
Yeah.
I don't even think he got the number.
But see, now I'm putting a lot of pressure on his album because I'm like, nigga, this better be flames.
So you actually gonna listen to it?
I kind of feel like I have to at this point.
All right.
I already paid for it.
If it's hot, you're like, well, your strategy works, sir.
I mean, how am I gonna argue with Apple? Like, hey, I didn't pay for this. Well, you downloaded it on your phone, but it was a guy, and I ain't get my money back.
Them dudes chasing you down for the mixtape is over. They've evolved.
Now they just want to see your phone.
They have evolved. Yeah. All right, so let's jump into these topical storms.
Yes.
The biggest thing on the internet right now is actually my favorite thing on the internet. I don't really see it as a negative thing, even though a lot of people do. Okay. But Tory Lanez is going, he's just going Muhammad Ali status right now.
Yes.
And I think this was ignited by the whole Soulja Boy thing, even though he was kind of on this before.
Right.
But Soulja Boy really just made everybody
it made it be okay just to be like, I'm the best.
Yeah. And it's like, I remember when Lil Wayne at one point was just like, he went on Rap City. Alive. He was like, I'm the best rapper alive. Everybody was just upset. We were just like, how could you say such a thing? And then we were like,
and then
he's actually pretty good. And then we started calling it, and then it became a challenging thing.
T.I. did it, King of the South.
And since we are in a time where rappers are literally FaceTiming each other and arguing.
Taking off their jackets, getting ready to fight in different states. I'll punch you right in the kisser. Now I'm in the car.
And then Tekashi and whoever the 20 people he was beefing with. I remember one funny one. They were FaceTiming, but they would start talking over each other and become friends for a second. They'd be like, hey, hang on, you breaking over, dog. Like, what'd you say, dog?
Hey, man, fuck you, nigga, I kill you.
Hey, repeat that, my nigga? Yeah. Oh, okay, fuck. Oh, yeah, well, fuck you. You know what I mean?
But when you think about it, too, I thought about this one day when I was going live on Instagram. You're just talking to a phone when you really think about it. Like, just that, did that ever trip you out that that's what technology has come to?
No.
You talking to a phone, but you talking to a person, but
it's
blind eye, you're talking to a phone.
That's weird, but I think it's only weird because there's a reflection and we're looking at ourselves while we're recording it. But it's
see how stupid we look.
It's no different than recording into this camera or this mic, and then it becomes a song that people hear. It's just a medium. You know what I mean? You talk to your phone, you upload it, and then other people get to watch it. So it's no different than any other art form. You want to be
technical like that. I get it. I'm just saying the irony is you're really just talking to a phone. But be that as it may. So yeah, I'm here for this beef.
Yeah, my point was ultimately was in an age where it's all social media. All social media beef. I let you get away with a couple of them, so why don't you shut your little teeth up? In an age where we are constantly tweeting each other for beef or going on TMZ and saying something, it's just everything but the actual art form.
True.
And this is
this is
dope because it's getting back to the bars. You know, we sampled it a little bit with Tory versus Joyner, but it didn't become a thing until now. So
and let's just for the people at home that don't know exactly what Pat's talking about, basically. Tory Lanez hopped out the window and was like, I got smoke for any of you rap niggas. Niggas better chill. And then he even had said, I don't care. I know I had called out Pusha T and J. Cole before, but they don't want no smoke. But the rest of you niggas can get it.
Mm-hmm.
So then people started responding, and the biggest name that kind of responded was Don Q. Now, a lot of people don't know who Don Q is, but if you're here for the bars, Don Q is kind of the guy. He's kind of been bubbling under the radar. He's a New York. He just reminds me of New York, but he's a spitter.
He is.
And it's gotten kind of interesting, and we're going to have to draw some lines in the sand, Patrick.
So basically, just to fully catch everybody up, Dom Q dropped a diss track. I believe it was called I'm Not Joyner.
I'm Not Joyner. Which is almost like a double diss, because it's like...
Well, it solidified the fact that Joyner lost. Right. I thought that was still up in the air too, but after this, it seemed like we just moved on.
Right. But it's almost like shade to him too. Like, nigga, you can't do me like you did him.
Right.
I'll beat your ass.
I didn't know that Joyner lost. I didn't really have an opinion. I thought that they just both be spitting.
They both.
That's why it's hard. Like, you look in the comments and it'd be like, Tory Lanez can't rap, Joyner can't, and it's like, what? They all can clearly rap, but it's just a matter of getting down to the specifics. So Don Q dropped his first one
on Friday, wasn't it? It was Friday, right?
I think so. Tory Lanez dropped Don Queen, which was hilarious.
Monday, so he took 3 days, because this is important to know these timelines. So when Don Q dropped, he dropped Friday. Okay. It took Tory till Monday.
Okay.
And then Don Q responded again like midnight Monday night.
I also don't care about that.
No, that's very important.
Because it's like this, if I was in a rap beef and I was also a successful artist, this rap beef just has to fit into my schedule. I'm not moving things around to run to the studio and write about some nigga. Basically, Tory was out of town. He was on tour. So when he came back, he did a video. He was like, I'm back, blah, blah, blah. And then the track came out. So I don't. No, I disagree. I respect that.
I disagree wholeheartedly with what you just
said. I'm not about pleasing other people.
You can't start. Like, now, mind you, if a nigga's just out here dissing you on the strength or whatever, okay, cool. But no, nigga, you jumped out the window. And like with these rap niggas, you got to stop doing that. He jumped out the window and basically challenged everybody. Okay. I don't give a fuck about your itinerary, your schedule. Nigga, you said you want to smoke with niggas. It still
only took 3 days. You know how quick that is?
No, but not with the fact that when Tory came with his first one within a few hours of the time that Don Q came with his first response, like within hours of the first time.
Sounds like he has a very open schedule.
That's why you got to be careful messing with these hungry rock. Like, so then we heard the two records. We heard Don Q, who did it in a couple hours, and then we heard Tory. Who are you picking so far? Because right now, even if we just go 1-to-1, I'm taking Don Q.
Here's my analysis.
Don Q rap circles around that nigga.
I think that they both can rap their ass off. It's not a matter of this dude's good and this dude isn't. You know what I mean? But I think that there's a couple of things that go into it. Number one, I'm on. So far, I'm on Team Tory Lanez, and I'll tell you why. Don Q has a dope flow. I think his flow is better than Tory's. And I also think his voice is better than Tory. Like, he just has this like rap voice and his
he has a better flow and a better voice.
Right. But when we're talking about a rap beef, Tory Lanez was meaner, his lines were sharper, and they were just more memorable.
See, no. So now I'm gonna break that down.
Well, I didn't even explain it yet.
Finish.
So I would just say, like, I heard Don's first one and it was all bars, and I heard his second one and it was all bars. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, I don't really remember too many of his points. Like, there was like hairline jokes, and like
You're the one that told me the double XL line.
Right. And that was a cool.
In my magazine is double XL.
Right. But as somebody who used to watch battle rap, like, I always liked the people who were funny or like mean, but a lot of battle rappers just told you in 100 ways that they'd kill you. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't really anything personal. It wasn't anything specific. It was just like, I got the AK with a banana
gun
clip.
this big.
My fucking magazine's the size of my auntie.
Side note, never pursue a battle rap career. You'd be
You don't like it? You don't like my imaginary gun?
Nigga, with nobody.
Well, you built like a battle rapper.
I got a battle rap
named
body?
Bubba Smith.
No, but see, this is the thing, because I feel like, to your point, this is where, let me just ask this question so I know that you can prove my point. Who do you think came out on top of Pusha T and Drake? In that
Push.
See, and I knew you would say that. Pusha just basically said a bunch of just like fabricated fucking fake.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
The most
What,
memorable.
He said like, oh, you got a kid? Like, you know how many rappers got kids? That's your ammo? He just said a bunch of personal shit.
Bro, that blew up. And that's still a thing to this day.
But when you talk about the battle in itself, like when we're just talking about bars, Drake washed that nigga.
I don't really even remember.
Because you're just going over sensationalized bullshit.
No. I go off of the strong lines that had a lasting impact. And
so the
Pusha
fact
T
that
had that.
Because you didn't know that Drake had a kid, and when he said it, you thought it was dope?
That's what battle is. It's no different than boxing or martial arts. You learn your opponent, and you learn how to use their weaknesses against them. He had a huge industry secret. This was the biggest rapper in our game, and we found out that he had an Adidas deal and was hiding a son.
But that doesn't make him that doesn't make the raps that he said better.
It doesn't, but in a battle rap, when you expose somebody like that, that's a big moment. And if this was a battle rap, that would have been the moment where everybody was just like, what? He has a kid, holy shit. Whereas Drake had a lot of lines that were just like, oh, okay, that was dope. So I'm just saying, like, when you forget about the battle and there's the stuff that you do remember is what lasts.
So what did you remember about what Tory Lanez said?
There's a couple things.
Like what?
He said that Don Q paid Dream Doll for a feature just so he can get them draws, which honestly, I wondered if that happens sometimes in the rap. It'd be like, man,
niggas be paying to get them draws?
I mean, not directly, but they'd be like, what's her face? What's so-and-so looking good. If I get a verse on her, I can holler. I mean, I assume that happens, but this is something that does make you seem kind of lame at the end. But apparently it worked.
Okay.
But then Tory was like, you did that, and I smashed Dream Doll the first night I saw her for free.
And then Cash Doll, because Cash Doll has now jumped into this.
I think her name's Dream Doll, ain't
Dream
it?
Doll.
It's a lot of
dolls. Whatever. She jumped in and was like, nigga, she said, you didn't fuck. I let you eat the box, and you had Beijing all over my thighs.
That's hilarious.
Nigga,
that's why you don't diss women that you mess with.
Because
she could lie about anything and just ruin your shit.
Because that's another thing that I don't like with Tory. Like, don't get me wrong, Tory is starting to grow on me. I'm really a big Tory fan right now.
Right.
Even though on a personal level, I feel like he suffers from the same problem that most people, like most celebrities do when they get their teeth done.
Yeah.
His teeth are just too big. Like, he either needs a bigger face or some smaller teeth.
Hilarious.
His teeth are just huge. But that's not even the thing. I like his bars. I love his confidence. I love his bravado. I think he needs to stop with that suck my dick shit. Side note, man, you got to stop telling other men to suck your dick. It's the most disrespectful thing.
That's what he's going for.
But you're going to run into these people. And I know niggas that bad things happen when you shouldn't do that. But that's just one of the things I don't agree with. But I say all that to say that I didn't really rock with him dropping old girl. I don't feel like rappers should ever be talking about girls you smashed. Like, now you're starting to look like a cornball. You could have beat him in any other way. You didn't have to do that. Now you're making yourself look bad in front of this woman, so I didn't like that. But plus, just when you just go bar for bar, and I don't have it up in front of me with Don Q's bars, but you seen it when I heard it, because I listened to every other line. He wasn't even taking a line off.
No. He was crazy.
Snapping.
He was crazy. But that's what I was saying. Like, both of their flows were top tier. Both of they just can rap. But when I'm saying like if you align those two things, like, okay, they can both rap, they both got flow. Let's just leave that out of it because they're both very, very good at that. Right. Then it's like, all right, what was the content? How much did it sting? This nigga Tory was talking about, bro, I know a whole bunch of girls that you infected with your infected ball sack. You know what I mean? All your shit flopped. He was saying some wild shit.
It's tough with me because, like you said, like, you watch battle rap, you say you used to. I still am very much to this day. I love battle rap. Like, I know when you look at me, you be like, DoBoy is the coolest guy. He's probably out at all the party and all the swanky events. No. I be at the house watching battle raps and Netflix.
No, I can see that.
No, you dork.
Eating Cheetos.
So I listen to just battle raps, and that's just almost such a corny card when you pull it. Like, people used to try to do that a ton with this battle rapper named K-Shine. Like, they'd be like, oh, you gave a girl gonorrhea. Bro, that doesn't mean, like, it just sounds like a gossiping bitch when you do that to me, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that even if it's not true,
it's just funny to hear,
and it's kind of like a sting. Like when Dream Doll could have easily been like, that nigga has a small dick, and we'd be like, Tory has a small dick. Yeah. You know, we don't care. It's just funny.
I guess I hear what you're saying in the realm of, yes, you know, anything goes in battle rap, and you got to just kind of go for that shock value. And Tory did that for you. But I'm just saying, just on some rap shit, this is another thing people didn't understand. Don Q actually dropped some footage of when he had went to Funkmaster Flex before and had said certain lines.
Yeah.
And then Tory was like congratulating him, like, yo, you killed it. And then when Tory went and rapped on Hot 97, he used a couple of Don Q's lines.
Which is, and the same beat, which is crazy. But I would say that.
You got a lot of butts out here.
Okay. One thing about that is I don't think Don Q should have done that at all, because when Soulja did it with Drake, it was like, oh, damn. Like, it was almost a discovery. It was like, damn, Drake stole this nigga's flow.
Right.
But when Don did it, it was like, I got shampoo bullets that hit head and shoulders. Nigga, if you were a rapper on your third day of rapping, you would think of that line. That's so basic.
That's a great fucking line.
Bro, it's a shampoo called Head and Shoulders, which happens to be where you shoot at.
It says stick to the arm like a wristband. That shit
That's
was
pretty
hard
cool.
too.
No, I got nothing for that.
Dog, like,
I got nothing for that.
But see, this is where I'm gonna give credit to both of them. So you're team Tory on this?
I think. I mean, I kind of don't
Hold on,
care.
So you pay no homage to the fact that Don Q, first of all, the second diss song that he did, like, Is This Your King? He rapped for 5 fucking
all
minutes.
3 tracks for 5 minutes. Yeah.
Exactly. So he did 2 songs that were 5 minutes each, directed at one person, and really in a scalable time of like a 12-hour time period.
I already said that was impressive.
And he responded to this shit just on some rap shit. That's hard. I'm a nigga that be rapping. I'm no Tory Lanez. I'm no Don Q. But I've rapped, and that's hard to do.
I think that how long it took to do is a good footnote, but that ain't before the songs.
But see, I'm a hip hop purist. Like,
yeah,
that
but it
matters to me.
Yeah, I get it, but it's like you lose the championship of a basketball game or something. Like, people might say like, well, the dude who lost, he only had a day to practice, and it's like, okay, but he lost. Yeah,
okay.
But if it's like he won, and it's like, by the way, he only practiced for a day. It's like, oh, damn, that's even extra impressive. You know what I mean? Like, you got to put the work before the backstory. I don't feel
like that's really a comparable thing, because
it was on the spot.
Because they all did songs. So that's why I'm just like, it took you 3 days to come up with your response, and it was decent.
But that's the thing. Just because just because the drops were 3 days apart doesn't mean it took 3 days. You know what I mean? Tory could have heard it a day late. You know, he could have. It seemed like he was coming back into town. I don't really care, honestly. But
clearly,
when it comes down to the tracks, what I meant was there were bars all throughout, but the ones
Tory
that stung were Tory's. And actually, I agree with you. Like, I wasn't really a Tory Lanez fan before this either. I honestly think that this whole thing is making him better.
It absolutely
It's like on some Saiyan shit. Like, everything everybody he challenges is making him like get better and better.
Absolutely. And that's one thing that I can tip my hat to both of these guys. Niggas are rapping. I don't care who wins. Like,
finally.
I don't care who wins, who loses at this point. The fact that you niggas will rap, I love it. That's the one thing that just started to get on my nerves about the Cardi and Nicki shit, about, like, you know what I'm saying, different beefs that we've seen with different people. Shut the fuck up and rap. That's how you settle it.
Right.
So if nothing else, they both get my respect for hopping in the ring and turning up. They both did some really good verses.
Yep.
You know, and I feel like, you know, the suck my dick shit should maybe, whatever. If that's as far as it goes, and then these niggas can coexist. Like, I loved when Tory and Joyner went at it. Then we see videos with them with each other.
Exactly.
I love that.
It's getting back to the basics,
right.
And it's not like it seems like to be famous now you need to be a reality star.
Yes.
It's not really about the work that you put out. It's about everything around that.
It's your personality.
Like, Nicki and Cardi had a whole beef, a fight, all this stuff. Not one song. Maybe a couple sneak disses.
Maybe some sublims. I hate that shit, because I just be like, just stop, you know, going back and forth if you're not going to just say what it is. So the fact that they rapped, I love it. I hope that Tory comes back with one more, because I don't want to see this go on forever. Come back with one more, then we just have 2 bodies of work from each, and then I feel like we can make a more educated decision.
They need to stop rapping at some point so we can analyze.
Yeah. So I don't want to get
and then
to
just move
17.
on. Right, exactly. Ain't no R. Kelly trapped in the
It's always
closet.
even tough having rap conversations with you, because you won't even wrap your braids at night.
You didn't think of that all the way.
I didn't think of it all the way through. I had something
It's
there.
cool. There was something there.
You know, but you should wrap it up.
Well, let's just wrap up this segment. So moving right along, I don't like this story at all. So YG was basically he's under somewhat of attack, because some kid at the airport was like caught recording him, like he saw him getting recorded, and YG just straight up came up to him and was like, "Look at this bitch ass nigga. If I wasn't in the airport, I'd knock your ass out." Nigga. And the kid was just looking like, oh, why is this happening to me? Yeah.
Scared for
and then his video was dropped, the video that he was taking, and I thought it was gonna be like some crazy disrespectful stuff like this nigga was peeing, or he was just walking through the airport. YG saw him and made a beeline over to him and just did all that. Right. And then to make matters worse, it came out that the kid a year before that went to a meetup of YG and took pictures with him. This kind of breaks my heart, man.
I came out two sides on this, and I actually, came out on both sides with it. I can empathize with both sides. For one, let me just talk about just YG, because I am a YG fan. I think he's super dope.
I'm a huge YG fan.
I love him. I think he's dope. I like his music. I like everything he stands for. And you and I, me and you have been out together sometimes where we run into people that recognize us, and neither one of us are on the level of a YG.
Right.
But it's always just different when you encounter different people, and sometimes people can kind of take it too far. Now, if you ever see me in the streets, I'm the first dude to, hey, let's take a picture, whatever you want to do.
Right.
But I don't like to be disrespected. I was telling you about a story. I don't need to go into it, but I ran into a fan at the mall, and it really made me uncomfortable. Nigga was like sizing me up, and I bet how much money you got on you right now. Like, I'm just like, nigga, this ain't cool. So to side with YG first and say, look, bro, I understand how you can feel uncomfortable. You can start to feel like you're in a bubble, like, you know what I'm saying, because of your star, your celebrity, and you see some dude recording you without your permission. That is wrong. And I understand that he is a celebrity and maybe he should be inclined that certain things will happen and his life will change. But he felt uncomfortable enough to where he went and he approached the dude about it. So I can say I can see how you were uncomfortable with somebody recording you without your knowledge. So that's what I will give to him. But on the same note, I don't agree with how he handled that situation at all. First of all, this is a kid, bro.
Yeah,
this is a whole kid. And
like what we were saying with the MAGA.
He's a child.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, bro, even if you feel some type of way, it's a different way that you could have said. First of all, you got to understand that you're worth a lot of money. If you feel some type of way, maybe some of the people that you're with, hey, man, go tell that dude stop recording me. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that's the way to do it. Or maybe if you see him, hey, bro, I'm good taking a picture or whatever, but I don't really like people recording me without asking me. And then you take a picture with your fan, and then I'll tell this quick story. Then you tell me how you feel about this. First time I met Nipsey Hussle was on a commercial shoot for a Dr. Dre Beats by Dre commercial that I subsequently got cut out of. I didn't know who Nipsey Hussle was at the time, but I knew who he was, but I wasn't very familiar with his music. Right. But everybody was like lining up to take a picture with him. I was like, I don't really want to be the dude to ask him, but I want to ask him. So I waited like 20 minutes for people to stop taking pictures with him. And then I said, hey, Nipsey, I don't even want to be that dude. Can I get a picture? And I remember he looked at me. He was like, hey, bro, you ain't got to apologize. I appreciate that you even want a picture of me. For sure. He shook my hand, and then I took a picture with him. And he earned a fan from me.
Because you didn't know who he was before
I knew who he was, but I didn't know who he was. And I was like, yo, this dude's so fucking cool. And I'm a fan for life now for Nipsey. So I say that to say people got to be careful with how they interact with their fans. I just talked for 4 minutes. How do you feel about that?
I was born and raised in LA, so I feel like YG was a big part of my upbringing music-wise, and I can only imagine, this kid was a lot younger than me, but I can only imagine that that must have sucked, because like, hey, even if YG felt that upset, he could have just cussed the kid out. Yeah. He pulled his own phone out to record it and humiliate that kid in front of
millions of people.
Millions of YG's other fans.
Right.
Like, he put that on his page, so it was like his fans were like, so are you gonna do that to me if I tried? You know what I mean? Like, and it just sucks because it's like you saw in his face like, I never want to meet another hero.
Yeah, like it just like it makes you sad, just like because you can tell this kid. Then when you see the picture of him and YG a year earlier, this kid's a fan, bro.
It sucks.
So, bro, like even if your fans are wrong.
He was just like, why is this happening?
There's different ways you can handle this.
I can just imagine what that kid might have been going through. Because, like, I can only, like you said, like, we're not on YG's level yet, but I'm sure you get a lot of messages of what your work means to people. So if you multiply that times 1,000, which is probably on YG's level, like, he's probably, this kid could have been that kid who wakes up and listens to YG.
You know what I mean? He was, yeah.
He could have been the kid who wasn't even going anywhere at the airport. Maybe he just knew YG was
and didn't even know how to approach him. Probably was trying to do it on a slick, like, oh my God, that's YG.
If you watch his picture, if you watch his video from his POV, he was just like walking through the terminal.
He's a kid, man.
And then he just made a beeline to him and
I
couldn't listen to YG if I was the kid after that.
Man,
I would be devastated.
It's just, bro.
You just gotta be even if YG was in a bad mood or some terrible things
don't
happened,
react like
you
that.
just can't put that on the people who made you.
And like you said, like I have a like just like how how I got really upset with the whole MAGA thing with the kids. Bro, that's a kid,
It's a child.
man. It's a child. Just, you know what I mean?
Beat him up?
Come on. And it was like, if I wasn't in here, I'd knock your ass. And the kid just looked so fucking petrified.
He wasn't even like, man, I want. It was
but
like,
he
what?
looked. But this is the thing that hurt my feelings about
some
it.
Bully shit.
He looked hurt, but he looked also like just sad that somebody that he looked up to so much was treating him this way.
Right.
I was just like, I'm still a YG fan, but yeah, I didn't like that.
That was wild. Yeah. If you're having a bad day, I don't know. You gotta
also understand this is what you sign up for.
You gotta take care of your fans, man.
Yeah,
that was a sale, and I guess you could reach a point where you're like, man, I don't care. I could lose a fan.
I don't think, but I think that's the beginning of the end when you start thinking like that.
Yeah.
You got to also understand.
Tough.
I think I've told you this before too. You have to understand when you're a public figure and you run into people. This is you know like people are fans, and however you treat that person in that interaction, much like I said, shout out to Nipsey Hussle, they're gonna walk with that. You see how I just told that story like it just happened yesterday?
Right.
It happened 5 years ago.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But that stuck with me, and now so you just gotta be careful. So shout out to YG, shout out to that kid. Hopefully he'll just do the right thing.
Yeah.
Reach out to the kid, bring him to a show. Hey, bro,
I would love to see that.
I was just having a bad day. Don't do
Please,
your fans like that.
For
like,
real. If it pops up that kid was at a show or something, I'd be so happy.
That'd be so dope, and you control the narrative. And
right.
But sometimes niggas just be too, cool. Into themselves.
But I get it. He could have been like, bro, I was having a shitty day.
I was hungover.
I was just waiting for something to happen.
Just come and pull up to the show. And I think that would go so far with that kid and all the millions of other people who are your fans, Mr. G. So
I have a question. Who are you like low key afraid to meet? Who do you just idolize so much that you don't even want to meet because you don't even want to know?
Ooh, that's a good one. I would say more than anybody, Drake.
I can see Drake being an asshole.
If I met Drake and Drake was an asshole, I would not know what to do. Because I am a Drake. You know how I rock with Drake.
Right.
If Drake was not cool, my God, I would not know what to. I would just be like, Santa Claus is not real and the Tooth Fairy is
I can
fake.
see that.
Who is that for you?
Well, you know what? It would have to be somebody. I like your answer because I feel like it's believable. You know what I mean? Like right. I could see Drake either having a bad day or just being like, man, I ain't talking to this
I couldn't
nigga.
see Drake being an asshole. I just couldn't.
But it's like, I was going to say Pharrell, but like I've seen enough interviews like him being like, nigga, get this nigga away from me is just like, I don't even think that would happen.
Yeah.
So I would say my top two would be Stan Lee or John Williams.
I don't even know who John Williams is.
John Williams is like the most famous movie composer in Hollywood.
How did you even know that?
I went to music school. I'm a huge John Williams fan.
I think that we really need to delve in who you are as a person. You're so fascinating.
But there are just I have heroes that are old white men who I have a feeling that would just be like, hey, get this nigga away from me.
This nigga?
This nigga out of my way.
This sage nigger the fuck out of here.
He's trying to get some tips.
But what,
this asshole out
what
of
I
my
can
face.
say there was, and we can go to the next one after this though, the coolest thing about, because I've met celebrities that I've stopped being their fans after I met them, and I won't say their names because I don't do that. But what I will say is, there have been some cool people. I'll just name drop two. I already dropped Nipsey. Two people that I met, and I thought they were already cool as shit, and when I met them, they were just 100 times cool. You know those two people?
Oh wow,
were?
Who?
Ice Cube and
Okay.
E40. Oh my
real.
God, when I met
E40
at Traffic Jams.
That
he shook my hand. And
that
he was just so fucking
He is
cool.
cooler than and he's cool
Bro,
on the tracks.
like
E40 is probably one of the only rappers I can't even guess who he listens to. Like who the
Bruh,
hell inspires E40?
Who inspires E40?
He listens. You know those water coolers that be bubbling when you hit it, be like bloop 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 bloop. I feel like he listened to that as a kid. For inspiration. He's like
more hippopotamus. Nah, shout out to you. That's hilarious. But no, he was like that to me in Ice Cube. Because a lot of people don't know I got my name because I used to watch Boys in the Hood. And I used to tell people I was a fat kid that played the little DoBoy.
It's pretty believable.
So
hey, get a nigga his ball back.
So when I met him and he was just super cool, so it can work both ways. So artists, if you out there, just treat your fans good.
Side note, did you see that nigga Ice Cube tell that Kyle, the rapper, to get the fuck off of him?
Oh my God. I was just like, ah! So fans, y'all gotta act different too.
That made
Don't
Ice
just
Cube
put your elbow on this
cooler
nigga.
to me.
Absolutely.
Because I would think if it was two Hollywood niggas you taking pictures, you'd be like, all right, I'll let this.
That
Nigga.
nigga
He
was
was
like,
like,
hey,
get off of me. If you don't know, there's a dude named Kyle. He's
and
like
I met Kyle too. Kyle's super cool.
Dupe too.
Right.
But He's super dope. But they were taking pictures, and Kyle like put his arm around Ice Cube, and
he put his elbow on him like on some like.
Ice Cube was like, "Don't
hey,
do that.
Don't do that."
He was like, "Oh, that's not tight." He was like, "Don't do that."
I love the way that like you said, like Ice Cube did it because it was like he had to check it, but he wasn't like an asshole.
Right, but he was like, it was like some.
YG.
What do you
take notes from Ice Cube, the West Coast? No, seriously.
No. Because
I'm saying,
he could have done that.
Don't do that. Like
YG could have come over and been like,
don't do that.
Don't do that.
And that was a cool thing, and nobody was mad.
Don't do that.
And then you see the dude was just like,
he was smiling.
And dude,
but you could tell it was like, I'll beat your ass if you do that again.
Shout out to Ice Cube. Yes, what we got next on it?
For sure.
Pretty good.
We rolling. We rolling.
Yeah, I did that on purpose.
My God. I felt it. All right, so all right.
Here we go. Here we go. I know what that means. Now I'm gonna get mad.
Right. Yeah. All right, so we got the lighthearted stuff out of the way.
Yeah.
This next one
Some real shit.
Man, this is probably
the most upset you're gonna see me get on this segment is about to happen. Right
every now and then you just be scrolling on your whatever Twitter or Facebook, and you read something and you gotta read it again because you're like,
I know I didn't just read what I just read.
Is it this bad now?
It
is. Are we back in the 1800s?
Yeah.
So
no, that's some sucker shit.
Empire star, I believe Jussie Smollett.
Is it Jussie or Jesse?
It was Juss.
Okay, so let's get his name right.
So Jussie Smollett.
Okay.
Star of Empire.
Right.
He was in New York. At 2 a.m., he went down to the subway and was a victim of a horrible hate crime. And this is like, this ain't hate crime like someone called you the F word from across the subway. No, this is 1800s.
Put hands on him. Jumped him.
How are we still doing this racism? So they basically jumped him.
Two white men.
Two white men, ski masks and MAGA hats. Jumped him, said, "You're that F from Empire."
Yep.
Poured bleach on him.
Tried to put a noose around him.
Or
put a noose
around his neck.
Hey, look, and I'm gonna take off my politically correct hat today. Fuck them dudes, bro. I got a serious
that is
fucking
wild.
problem with shit like that. It's
what
not
are we
cool.
doing?
It's cowardly. And why are you so bothered so much by what another person does with their life that you feel like you can put your hands on people? Those are one of them situations where I just wish I could have just been a fly on the wall to be there so I could have helped him out.
For real.
And, because y'all niggas is some suckers. And I hope with all the cameras that we have around these days and how quick we are with this technology, I really hope that they hurry up and catch these dudes, and I really hope that y'all keep all that same energy that people are gonna give y'all
for real
when they put you in that box, because that's some sucker shit. That's some coward shit. There's nothing respectable about it.
Ski masks too.
Ski masks. They didn't fucking cowards.
Yeah, exactly.
Lames, dorks.
That shit's wild.
Goofies.
As fuck.
And you know what I'm saying? And that's a dude that really got hate like spewed upon him.
And they not going. These dudes ain't going back to a cave and living away from society. These dudes went back to work the next day. Just among everybody.
And there was another report that came out that apparently there were threats made about him before this actually happened. So you mean that people could just sit at home and just be like, I don't like this guy or what he lives and how he lives his personal life, that I want to plan to hurt this man physically.
And the fact that they probably felt some type of accomplishment afterwards. They probably came home and was like, yeah, we did that.
Bruh. It's a scary world that we live in this day. And that a man can't even live his life how he wants to in America.
Nothing to do with them.
Nah, bro.
Nothing to do with them.
I don't have no respect for that shit. And I know that,
that's just wild.
And we was talking about this, like, before we even did it, and we were just like, well, do we want to talk about this? Because we try to keep it lighthearted. We absolutely going to talk about this shit because these suckers need to be exposed. Bro, it makes me so fucking angry.
How are we not going forward?
Bro, I just don't understand why people get so bothered about how other people live their lives. Why is that even fucking bothering you? I guess, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have a problem with what's going on with people like that. Because there's a bunch of people out here in this world that live a different life that I live. Go live that shit. Long as you ain't out here kicking my daughter in the forehead or disrespecting me as a man, I don't give a fuck.
Literally everybody. Two straight people live differently.
Bro.
You know what I mean? It just makes no sense. And what's crazy about this, and I think I want to tie this into a big topic we had on previous episodes. Mm-hmm. One of the crazy things that they reportedly yelled while jumping him was, "This is MAGA country." And this is a huge deal because, back when we were talking about the indigenous people and all that stuff that happened, you had a whole group of people like, I don't see what was so bad about it. I don't see what was so racist. You know what I mean? It was just a smirk. It was just MAGA hats. And that's what people don't get. Like, this hat is a symbol of a lot more shit.
But see, that's the thing. And I think we have to be careful when we even say that. So there are a lot of people that support the MAGA movement.
Yes.
That I don't think would be out there assaulting
No.
people.
Absolutely
so
not.
So I hate that
I'm
that
not
gets
saying that
put under that
every
blanket.
person in that hat is this extreme, but you have to understand, to the minorities, we see this hat come out of nowhere. And then
that's why we're on the defense.
The country changes. In my opinion, this hat is like a symbol of racism getting a backbone again. You know what I mean? Like, people are... the best remix of this hat that I've ever seen was Make Racists Scared Again. Because we've literally reached a point where it's like, it's right out in the open. People are getting lynched again.
Lynched, bro.
In 2018.
Lynched.
People got lynched last year. So it's like, this hat is a symbol of way more stuff. And that's why the indigenous people walked over to this group. It wasn't to bully them. Right. It was to make their point known to them. And then when we see that video and we see a bunch of MAGA hats, white kids wearing MAGA hats staring at a group of indigenous people smirking, yeah, you might say, I don't see any evidence of racism, but it goes way beyond that. You know what I mean? If you're yelling, this is MAGA country, while beating up a gay person and putting a noose on him, that's like, okay, that was like that. The noose thing is on some black shit.
That's just,
So that was a hate crime on 2 levels. You know what I mean? And it's just
a very, very strong point. No, and it's unacceptable. And I feel like you're right. You know, make racists scared again. So we have to be able to shine light on this. We have to be able to talk about stuff like this,
right?
Because that's the only way you start to eradicate it and get it out of there. But there's no fucking room in the world for that shit. So shout out to Jussie. Hopefully he is okay. From what I understand, he is okay.
Yeah, I think he had like a broken rib or something. But thank God they didn't kill him.
Thank God that he's okay. Let's none of us be quiet about this, and let's bring these suckers to justice, man. That ain't cool, and we ain't rocking with that at all. You dorks. All right, move on to
some strong views, man.
Okay, all right. So off of the tough, heavy stuff. All right. What else?
So I'm gonna lighten it up by making us proud.
Okay, there we go.
About something.
There we go. All right.
Black Panther.
Okay. I didn't mean to say it like I wasn't proud, but
no.
I got from a little OD on the Black Panther.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Black Panther. We know it was a great movie. We know it was amazing, right?
It's cool.
Really?
It was cool.
Listen, all right.
I just said I can't keep getting like
give us the
W.
People. Give us the W. All right.
Okay.
I'm not saying. Oh my God, it's the greatest.
Some people do
film
though. Okay.
Ever.
Some people do.
Made black superheroes 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
No storyline
Okay.
necessary.
Okay. Gotcha. So
all right.
Because we could debate that, but we won't today.
I'm just saying.
It's a good movie.
Marvel historically, Hollywood historically, not giving us a lot.
They haven't.
Right?
So we will run with this, and it was a good movie.
And there was something that came out that the head of Marvel wasn't messing with black people. The whole reason why Terrence Howard wasn't recast in Iron Man was because the head of Marvel TV and movies was like super racist, wasn't trying to give women jobs, wasn't trying to give no black people no jobs. And then one key player in Marvel said, if you don't get rid of him, I'm out. So he was demoted to TV. That guy was demoted to movies. And that's why Netflix Marvel stuff was canceled, because it became trash all of a sudden, because that racist dude was moved to just TV. So if you wondered why all of like the season 2, season 3s of the Marvel stuff.
And you know what's messed up? The narrative. Wow. Are you sure about that? This is something that's come out.
I heard this from John Scarlett, Marvel nerd extraordinaire.
Well, then that's just as good as Solid Oak, because he knows that stuff. The messed up part about what you're saying to me right now is that the narrative to the common folk, because I'm not a comic book dude or a Marvel Universe dude.
Right.
The narrative that had been spun was that Terrence Howard was getting too big for his britches, and those are the words that people used to say. And he was like, I need to be making as much as Robert Downey, XYZ.
He didn't even say Robert Downey. He said some other co-host, co-star. And
so it wasn't even Robert Downey?
No.
Okay. And that he was basically saying that you need to pay me accordingly or I'm leaving. And then that's why he subsequently left. But now this is new information.
But get this. He replaced him with Don Cheadle, right?
He didn't even look like him.
But that's what he was quoted to say, it's good, all black people look alike. Somebody blew the whistle on this dude. Somebody told on this dude, said like this was all happening. Because same dude said that Black Panther should be shelved because it would wouldn't sell, and B, people would associate it with a terrorist organization, which is number one, like, how racist can you be? Black Panther, first of all, it was named after that organization, and it was not a terrorist organization.
Let me do something that you will never normally see me do. Let me backpedal.
Lift weights. Oh.
Eat right. Shut up. This is what I will backpedal on, because you see how when we first started talking, I was like, is Black Panther all that? Mm-hmm. I'm a backpedal on that. The reason, so now I understand why people have been going so hard and championing this movie so hard. Because behind the scenes, it was getting hated on some racial shit. So then we got to go super.
The door open.
Okay. So I take that back.
And now, oh, poor black Marvel superhero movie that wasn't going to do nothing
is done numbers.
Best Picture nomination.
Yeah.
Best Costume.
Yeah.
Best Production Design.
Yeah.
Best Music.
Yeah.
Best Song.
Yeah.
Best Sound Editing.
Wow.
Best Sound Mixing. I didn't even know those last two were.
I feel like they just started throwing in everything like.
Best Crossover.
Best Panther. There's only one other movie with the
Best
Panthers.
Hops. Best Cornrows.
Right.
Just black shit.
Right.
I never knew the sound.
Best sweet potato pie. Wait.
I didn't even know that they got categories like that. But apparently black people are killing it in the audio section. We are very good with the music.
So that's the thing. So they've been nominated for a bunch of awards.
All of that stuff, which I think historically superhero movies don't get. Mm-hmm. And I think the biggest thing that they just announced is that in 250 theaters, you can see it for free on the first week of Black History Month. So February, the first week, you could see, I mean,
it's just like, they're just going to let it go. I don't understand.
So you're not going to see it for free. But take the W. Appreciate
I will take the W.
Appreciate the cultural W that Black Panther is. You don't got to see it for free.
No, let's go. Let's
let it know.
No, let's go see it for free. Let's go see it for free. And we see it together.
Seems like you jumped off of this
because I didn't know this racist fuck shit was happening in the back. So I know I got to do my part. Let's go see this.
I mean, if you don't like the movie, you don't like the movie. I'm just saying this is a big win for Black History Month.
It is. And no, I love this movie. I've changed my whole tune. Greatest movie I ever seen.
Drag him in the comments,
fucking
you guys. Bandwagon.
Nah, because there was a bunch of racist shit going on in the background. I can't co-sign on that. So shout out to Black Panther and all the awards that it is receiving.
Shout out to Black Panther.
Yes.
Moving right along. This is the opposite of Black excellence. Blac Chyna. So, Blac Chyna.
No, let that one breathe. Look at that was hilarious.
Blac Chyna.
The opposite of black excellence.
Blac Chyna.
You goddamn right.
Blac Chyna is out here getting L's delivered to her front door like Postmates.
Is my L here yet? I called an hour ago. Where is my L, bitch?
Your L waited outside for 5 minutes and left. So Blac Chyna. Rob Kardashian is all of a sudden going at her head again because apparently when it's time for her to take care of Dream, their daughter, she just goes MIA. You
mean to tell me she's being a nightmare of a mother for Dream? You see what I did there? You see what I did there?
But no, that's the funny thing because this headline came out and the comments were like, Blac Chyna's a bad mom. And I'm like, now?
So now this is when we come to
this. But
so what were they saying? Why is he saying she's a bad mom? Because
it's a couple of things. Like obviously she's neglectful, not picking him up. There's been accounts that she's just been turning up drunk while Dream was just neglected. But a big thing
showing up drunk.
I don't know. But a big thing was that she went to Hawaii with her new boyfriend, rapper I guess, Kid Buu. I don't know if you've ever watched Dragon Ball Z.
I'm just going to shimmy past the name. Kid Buu?
Have you ever watched Dragon Ball Z? You don't seem like, what are you, like 40 when that came out?
Shut up, nigga.
Dragon Ball Z, there was like this character named Buu, and then he turned into a kid. He was like all pink, and now his name's Kid.
So he named himself after a Dragon Ball Z character?
Yeah, and he even dyed his hair pink. Never heard a song, actually. But he got clout in the game by...
I thought she was dating YBM Namir.
Man, that was last week.
Jesus.
By the way, in terms of strippers that made it, it seems like everybody's like, Wiz,
going up the
Kanye,
stairs,
blah, 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 blah.
She's going down.
Man.
She started at what, Tyga?
And
then...
Who was after Tyga? Who was after? Do you know who was after Tyga?
Well,
it was a long list.
And then it was YBM. Then it was Rob Kardashian. Okay.
Right. I didn't think you could get worse than... No, it was YB. It wasn't even Namir. Namir's the main guy. It was like his homie.
Wasn't even Namir?
I didn't even think you can get worse than that.
So, and he was like a real young guy.
He was like 19, 17.
And now it's Kid Buu.
Kid Buu. It seems like it's getting like younger names too.
Blac Chyna.
Kid Buu, Toddler Sam.
Toddler Sam.
Fetus Frank. Just gonna keep
Inception Iman. I didn't have one, so I just threw that one out there. Inception
That was pretty good.
Inception Iman.
But yeah, like apparently, like they're just having this thing.
And then they got into a fight, and that's not funny.
Apparently, they got drunk in Hawaii, and Kid Boo laid hands on her.
Kid Boo?
Kid Boo laid hands on Blac Chyna.
That's not a laughing
Sounds like
matter.
a wrestling storyline.
Kid
right?
Boo and Blac Chyna don't sound like two people.
That's what I'm saying.
Having a domestic dispute.
It sounds
but
like a backstage at Royal Rumble.
So apparently there was a fight between her and Kid Boo.
Yeah, in Hawaii.
Okay.
Because you can say that's a luau.
I'm not. I can't not laugh at it if it's funny, but it's inappropriate, Patrick. That was a luau.
Oh, I didn't know I was gonna say that.
That was okay. Okay.
But now they're saying that I'm not like neglecting Dream. He's just jealous of me and Kid Boo.
Okay.
It's
Blac
just
Chyna.
it's just a debauchery. I don't
This
even know
is
if that's a
mockery
word, but it's a
of-
debauchery.
It's a debauchery.
And Blac Chyna was just like called out for giving neck to Sway Lee at like some random party. Sway
I
Lee's
seen the
girlfriend
tape
was
of the
upset about
other time she was doing. I'm just
it. Unimpressive.
unimpressive. I mean, just for you to be.
It's almost like, how'd you get all these guys?
It wasn't that at all.
Twas not that.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, she's just taking a lot of L's.
I don't know. I feel like
Blac
once
Chyna.
you're famous, you really have to consider who you date because that becomes a part of your image. I know you
Yes.
shouldn't date just because of your image, but it's like, Kid Boo?
Kid Boo, and
then you
why?
end up getting-
Why not even YBM the main guy? YBN the other guy.
Why
No
be-
disrespect to whoever the guy is. I just don't know his name.
He's one of them.
And we
be-
know Namir's name.
Almighty J. That was
Almighty
his name.
J. But he's young and he played video games.
It was. He was playing Fortnite in between sessions.
Let me ask you this. Do you think
After he done, all right, I'm going to go ahead and build this fort real quick.
and then I'm going to lay the wood on that ass? YBN, okay, so let me just ask you this.
Wait, one more thing. You think he asked Blac Chyna to buy him shit for Fortnite? Let me get some skins.
And then I'm going to get them skins. Jesus. Let me just ask you this, though. And she seems to be going younger and younger because YBM Almighty J was like, he wasn't even 21, was he?
He was 19.
19. And
She
how
was
old
a
is
whole
Kid
30.
And how old is Kid Boo?
That's another thing. He just got called out. He says he was 21, but he's they released documents saying he was 30. So people are also saying that might be why they got into a fight too.
Because she found out.
She found out he was of age.
Oh, nigga, you of age, nigga, square up. Nigga, square up. What you mean you can rent a car on your own, nigga? Oh, nigga, you can vote. I'll beat your ass. I'll elect you for this ass.
Oh, my God.
Okay, but there's nothing funny about domestic violence. Let's make sure that we say that. If anybody got punched, we don't want anybody getting hit.
I think she was like
But the
slammed
failure of
against the
her
wall. I think
career,
she
we
was
shall
beat
laugh
up.
at that. And these rap names, Kid Boo
Kid Boo is just
and
horrible.
YBM, the other guy, we're absolutely laughing at. So
Ooh.
we're not laughing at the fight.
Watch. I'm trying to work on my transition game. Get
Okay,
this. This
here we go.
transition is so trash.
Here we go.
So trash. All
Here we
right.
go.
So we were just talking about Kid Boo, right?
Uh-huh.
So then next on the line, a kid steals a plane. See what I did that? It's a kid.
No, no, Patrick. You're a trash out here.
I linked the kids.
A kids? No.
So
No, let me show you how to do that transition.
okay.
Okay, so we're talking about what? About
Kid Boo.
Kid Boo. All right. So with Kid Boo doing all these things, flying into some new information, a kid tried to steal.
They were both kind of weak. All right, so all transitions aside,
Okay.
A crazy headline, one of these things that you just see on World Star and you roll your eyes. Some kid, I assume in Florida, stole a plane to fly to a famous Dex concert.
Okay.
I couldn't make any of this up. Stole a plane.
Let me tell you the dichotomy of that situation.
What?
The fact that this kid is brilliant enough to know how to fly a plane,
But
was
also
stupid enough to try to steal one to go to a fucking famous Dex concert?
Why?
Fuck out of here, kid. Fuck is wrong with you?
What was the plan? Where were you gonna land?
How do you land that plane? I think that's some shit you should have had practice on at least once in your life.
I feel like even famous Dex is like,
Nigga.
fam, you need to chill.
Just think about that, though. If I told you right now, I got $1 million for you right now, all you got to do is fly this plane to this famous Dex concert
And steal it.
and steal it.
That's a big part of the
but
plan.
would you? How do you land a fucking plane?
How do you fly a plane?
How do you get it off the ground? I wouldn't even know what to press.
I don't know, but this kid was
How did he get
Chicago
caught?
bound.
How did he get caught?
Nigga was like, hey, stop.
The fact of I know he didn't think all the planes ain't just some shit you could just pop up with. Niggas be like, oh, you got a plane? Yeah. I just picked
Yeah.
this up off the lot.
That nigga didn't even get it off
And
the
you
ground.
can't land it in the hood. That means you got to land it at another
the
fucking
hoods of Chicago.
airport.
That's where Famous Dex
is. Oh, is it
also.
Chicago?
Famous Dex is from Chicago.
He wild. He burnt out.
Where
It's
was
cold as fuck over there. They say it's like it's supposed to be colder than Antarctica.
No, Chicago's going through it right now.
That's what I'm saying. So is this where he stole it at? Was he in Chicago?
I think he was in Florida, and he was trying to fly it to a Chicago show.
This nigga was trying to go across the country.
That's what I'm saying.
He ambitious as hell.
Fly and land it with a place where everybody got a burner.
This nigga is wild. Yeah, that's just.
But like, when you steal a plane and you get in the cockpit,
Nobody steals planes.
What do you know how many buttons are in a cockpit?
I'll be like, fam, you gonna just start it up and be like, all right, let me back up.
I think it was in the cockpit like, oh wait, what? Oh man, goddamn. Wait.
Whoa.
Whoa. Whoa.
I got the plane to go vroom. I don't know why a plane would go vroom.
Famous Dex's fans ain't smart enough to get a plane off the ground though.
Yeah. I feel like Famous Dex should send this nigga a flight to his next show free on the house.
That would actually be lit if the nigga's not in jail.
You know they had to make Famous Dex feel pretty good, like, man.
Yeah, he posted it. He was like, man, I'm about to cry. I'm like, well, there's a kid in jail.
Niggas out here really stealing planes to come see me.
That would be a crazy
Lower your
compliment,
ticket
though.
prices. Fuck.
Low key, that would make me feel good though.
Yeah.
That's lit.
Yeah.
But speaking
Probably
of
make that guy feel stupid, but
yeah,
make me
probably
feel
so.
good.
He's a kid though, like you said, child.
Child.
So speaking of Chicago is going through it right now.
Yeah.
Chicago is colder than Antarctica.
How do we even know that? I felt like none of us can even go to Antarctica to check how cold it is there, but Antarctica means cold.
Well, it means cold.
Just whenever you think of Antarctica, you ain't thinking of a sunny day.
Well, yeah,
Never.
It's hella
you
ice.
thinking I'm gonna die if a nigga lock me out.
Well, it's crazy because according to NBC Chicago, it is with wind chill. Monday's temperatures were in the -40 to -50 range, which is like the lowest since like the 1800s.
-50?
You went with me to New York.
I did.
We're from the West Side. We came to New York. I think it might have been like 40. We almost died.
We thought the life was over.
That was way too much. This is 40 below zero. Remember zero? This is 40 below that. 40 colder than nothing. That ain't enough degrees.
Now, this is the thing. This is the thing that's serious about this. What are the homeless people doing in Chicago?
That is a huge thing. There's like actually...
I feel like you got to do something.
I was researching like basically what's going on in Chicago, and there's basically articles that they're sending people of like how to make the inside of your house warmer, like just like warnings. And there's literally like if you see somebody on the street, there's like places that you can call to get them, like to get help.
Oh, they'll pick them up?
Or yeah, something. There's
like bless their hearts.
I mean, -50 degrees. You'll
nigga, just regular zero. Fuck the negatives would be too cold.
But they're saying frostbite would set in within 5 minutes. Like you'll lose a limb of whatever's not covered, and it's wild. But it's actually kind of interesting how it happened. So it's basically called a polar vortex. And what a polar vortex is...
this another...
It's one of my science corners. Yeah.
Okay.
So listen up. Get your education hat on.
Listen this.
Listen this. So it's something called the polar vortex. It's kind of interesting. So it's an area of low pressure Arctic air normally centered around the North Pole. So if you look at the globe, it's like a hat on the globe, and it's basically all this cold ass air. It's held in place by a jet stream. Mm-hmm. It's a river of wind that's 25 to 35,000 feet above the ground that divides cold air from warm air. So it's basically like a...
You looked all this shit up.
It's like a little chart. It's very easy to understand. There's basically a river of wind above us that's keeping all the cold air up in Antarctica.
Oh, so, wait. It's called a polar vortex?
Yeah.
I did fucking hear about this.
This is about to be
something dead ass. Yo, seriously, when I went to Chicago, now I feel partially responsible. I got off the plane. I had all this on, and they were like, DoBoy, you can't just be walking around the city with all this ice on. It's going to cause a polar vortex, and it did.
Yo, I saw that coming from yesterday.
Shit.
I saw it coming from yesterday.
I knew I shouldn't have worn my ice.
You don't even know how much you smile when your setup happens.
You knew my wheels were turning?
You ruined
polar vortex.
Weather plummets below zero.
So that's the whole thing.
Essentially what happened is a new high pressure system out of nowhere pushed the jet stream up and over and lowered it more south than normal. So the Midwest is just being hit by all of this. These are just like, it's just diving below zero.
When is it going to stop?
Midwest. I don't know. They're calling it like just like a polar vortex snap. It's like a cold snap or something.
It don't seem like a snap. Motherfuckers
Cold
out
fronts.
there. That's a scary, really thing. And they called it the Windy City before. Now it's the Windy City.
Yeah. You'd go out there for cold cuts.
You piece of shit. Wow, but shout out to the people in Chicago. Please do whatever you need to do to stay warm. And if you see any homeless people, on a serious tip, make that phone call. Do whatever you need to. Or just give somebody a blanket or something. I cannot imagine. Like, I get cold in my house.
That's
now.
what I'm saying.
I don't know what I would do.
And when it's in our house, the AC be at bullshit temperatures. Like, I'd be freezing. It'd be 60.
Yeah. Oh my God.
This is almost 100 degrees.
No, seriously. I left my AC on one day and came home and it was 60, and I thought I was gonna die.
Almost 100 degrees colder than that. So
shout out to Chicago.
Stay warm.
Stay warm. Bundle up.
Yes. All right, guys. We have reached the fun part. All right.
We're gonna cut your braids on the air. Oh shit!
How many times you gonna run that?
Stinking ass braids
They don't stink. They smell like coconut milk.
Why do they smell like coconut milk?
Because I got them spritzers on deck. So anyways, we have reached the conspiracy corner. Cue the eerie music. So last week I told you about the Denver airport and all the creepy things that went inside.
Fun fact about that.
What?
I know a young lady who was headed to Denver. And I told her about this. She looked this shit up, and I think I fucked her whole trip up.
I think, I got a couple messages.
Oh my God, what the fuck?
They're like, I'm going there next week.
She literally was going, and so she's there now.
Hey, just when you get there, just get on your plane.
I was gonna go to visit. Now I'm like, when you coming to Cali?
Well, I also told you briefly about this week's conspiracy, and it is actually one of my favorites. It's called the Mandela effect. All right.
Oh, yeah, you did. Tell me about this.
Mandela. I think his name is Mandela.
Nelson Mandela. Get the man name right.
Nelson Mandela.
Nelson.
Huh?
Mandela, not Nelson.
So I said.
You said Nelson.
I said Nelson. Nelson is not even a word.
Okay. That's why I looked at you like that.
So basically what the Mandela effect is, it's like a change in group thinking. You know what I mean? Like, basically it's an unexplained phenomenon that you've probably experienced without knowing what it's called. Okay. And it's basically saying that somebody time traveled or changed certain things in our dimension, and some of us remember how it was. With my
feelings. I mean, I'm really into this time travel thing. So
that's what I'm
really
saying.
A thing.
So, do you know what the butterfly effect is?
Yes, I seen the movie with Ashton Kutcher, and it was great.
Right. So it's basically the theory that if I go back in time, if I do something as small as killing a butterfly, it'll have massive effects. That just leads to one thing, and it's a chain reaction that you might go back to your time, and Hitler is still here. Or something crazy.
Butterfly Effect is top 5, one of my favorite movies.
It's a good movie. I like that movie. Right. So this is kind of like that. It's basically the theory that things were changed, and we are now living in another dimension where some of us remember how it used to be, and some of us never remembered it.
So you mean that the butterfly effect is happening in real life?
So this is why it's called the Mandela effect. Mm-hmm. So Nelson Mandela went to prison in the 1980s in Africa.
Why did he go to jail? Just because he was a political prisoner? He didn't commit a crime, right?
He was, I believe he was like an activist who was fighting for freedom.
Right, so he went to jail. He was a political prisoner.
He was fighting for freedom.
So it ain't like he robbed a bank and got caught.
No. You know how like Martin Luther King and all them did jail time just for like trying to fix stuff?
But they gave him an exuberant amount of time.
They gave him like crazy amount of time. It was like really messed up, but the story that makes it so good is he spent all that time in jail and came out and actually became the president of his country.
And I apologize for my ignorance and not knowing. I just don't really be up and knowing a lot.
Right. I don't know too much about. Keep us honest, obviously, in the comments.
So he spent like 30 years in the prison?
It was a long time. Okay. But the reason why this is called the Mandela effect is there is a lot of people who claim they remember him dying in prison. And there was like a big thing. People remember his funeral, all this stuff. And then there was a lot of people who remember him getting out and becoming president. So essentially, the theory is that somebody or people have been time traveling.
Really?
And certain things have changed. Now, the things that have changed, in my opinion, are kind of silly.
Okay.
But it kind of makes sense because they're all things that have to do with pop culture. So if something small changed in your life, we wouldn't all know about it on a grand scale. It would have to be something that's famous or popular.
Right.
So but when you really look about,
what are some of the things that you're referring to?
Okay, so Mandela's the biggest one. But the other ones are kind of they're kind of silly. I'm gonna start with some big
Wait,
ones.
so now these things don't have anything to do with him going to prison, all that stuff. Now it's just things that have changed in the world.
Now it's just things that have changed that a bunch of us have
and now
remembered.
they put his name on it. So now if it's something that's changed and it might be potential time travel,
the theory is called Mandela effect.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think the one that affected me the most, when I was a kid, I grew up reading.
You're a woman. You're not. You just have female mannerisms.
I'm just going. That's funny as hell. Shut up. I hate when they're funny. I grew up reading a children's book called the Berenstain Bears.
Whoa, don't fuck around with my life. I grew up on the Berenstain Bears.
Really?
Nigga, yes. And Judy Blume, Super Fudge, Tales of a Fourth Grade Nothing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, me
don't
too.
Don't play with my childhood now.
So say the name of the book again.
Tales of a Fourth Grade Nothing.
No, the first one I said.
Berenstain Bears.
You remember that's what it's called, right?
Yes.
So that's what messed me up. It was never Berenstain Bears. It was.
Oh, God.
Okay. And this is very small.
Too close to home for me.
Right. So the Berenstain Bears are actually, they were always the Berenstain Bears. It's a very small difference, but I for sure remember saying the Berenstain Bears.
Everybody said it.
Exactly. So this hit home for me because when I learned about the Mandela effect, and I was like, it wasn't the Berenstain Bears. I have physical copies of these books still in my attic.
Right.
I went to my mom's house and I found them. They all said Berenstain. It was never Berenstain. But I'm one of the few people, and apparently you are too, who remember it very, very clearly. Berenstain. I'll bring them. But it's wild.
So is it spelled different?
A lot of the differences are like very small tweaks like that. For example,
oh my God,
the Oscar Mayer was never spelled with an E. It's always been Oscar Mayer. It's never been Oscar Mayer. Maybe it was the song Oscar Mayer Wiener. Maybe it was Oscar Mayer Wiener.
Has a first name is Oscar. My baloney has a second name is Mey. How did they spell it in the song?
The fact that you know the lyrics.
You don't remember that? My baloney has a first name is Oscar. You never heard that?
What? Say the second line.
My baloney is a first name is Oscar. My baloney has a second name is Meyer. I think they probably did say Ayer. I gotta find that jingle.
Well, if it's what'd you say? How'd you spell Meyer? M-E-Y or M-A-Y?
I think I said it, but I think it was because I was cognizantly trying to do that.
Well, yeah. Apparently, it was. Wait, which one was it? It's actually M-A-Y-E-R. It's never been M-E-Y, and that's like a small one, like Sex in the City. People remember it being but it's always been Sex and the City.
Okay, so here it is. This is from 1965. I just put it up really quick. Let's just see what they said real quick.
Okay.
This is important to me. Hold on.
Wiener. Hey.
Let's see if they say it.
Mama. Huh. Why took the beat out? Yo. Hey.
Oh wait. How's it supposed to be spelled?
M-A-Y-E-R.
It says right here, and this is from 1965. It's M-A-Y-E-R.
It's M-A-Y?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
But
everybody remembers it being M-E-Y.
M-E-Y-E-R. And I think even when I used to do the song, I used to sing it as M-E-Y-E-R. My baloney has a first name. I got to hear that now because this is going to bother me. Just give me 2 seconds. Let me pull this up.
So I explained the Nelson Mandela thing, the Sex and the City thing.
Hold on.
But the Oscar Mayer Wiener
Listen.
baloney song is what.
O-S-C-A-R. They said M-A-Y. I could have sworn it was M-E-Y-E-R.
Same. That's why this shit is crazy.
Oh, shit.
And, bro, it's a lot. Like,
my baloney has a...
Yeah, I know.
I thought it was
you're going to think about this for probably the rest of the day.
This ruined my life. Okay.
This kind of had me in a little vortex for a minute. I didn't really watch the show. I know I'm going to get some jokes, but Sex in the City was never Sex in the City. It was Sex and the City.
You watch that show?
Shut your ass up. This is crazy for me. The Monopoly man never had a monocle.
No.
The little eyeglass thing?
He always had a monocle.
That's what I said. Are
we living in a butterfly effect?
That's what's weird. I went and checked my old Monopoly games. I was serious when I heard this.
He always had that monocle.
I was so scared. I went to my attic and got all my old stuff
I don't want to know everything that's in this attic. I feel like there's some scary stuff in your attic. So I went back to my attic. The little girl from The Ring was there. She chased me out.
I know, right? It's probably some wild stuff in my attic.
Wow.
But yeah, never had a monocle. I don't know if you watched Pokemon like that, but Pikachu, I always thought he had a black tip on his tail. It was always a fully yellow tail. Curious George, that's more your time era. He never had a tail. He always had
Curious George did have a tail.
Chick-fil-A isn't spelled CHIC or CHIK. It's spelled CHICK, but it's like people remember logos that look like this. It's literally just a bunch of little stuff like that.
I don't know what's real now.
It's and there's things in movies like Luke never said, "Luke, I am your father." C-3PO, if you really look, he's never been all gold. He's always had like a silver or red limb.
In Titanic, there is a thing that she never even seen Jack.
Well, that's just more of a theory about what happened. That's not like a Mandela
Can we talk about do a conspiracy theory about movies and TV shows?
Titanic can go on and on and on.
For real, because they said that she was really crazy, and then he just solidified or what's the word? He symbolized what true love would be in her eyes.
Oh yeah.
But like he was never on the guest list.
I don't even think there was I think something came out that said there was no instance where rich and poor people could even meet, so that was impossible.
Okay. And I just had a vision in my mind. We're going to have to either make this just a standalone conspiracy theory or make this longer, because I wait for the moment that we can talk about conspiracy stuff on
I do
here,
too.
and then I light up.
As you can see,
all the other stuff is cool, but nigga, I want to dig into what's going on.
I compile a lot of research for these things.
Okay, so fans, please hop in the comments and let us know if you give us the green light to do more conspiracy talk, because this is fascinating.
It's fun stuff.
So are
man.
the Berenstain Bears real or?
I mean, it's real. It's just spelled different. It's just a lot of things in pop culture that some people remember one way and most people remember another way. Like the Mona Lisa is smiling now, but she used to be emotionless. I remember learning that the Mona Lisa didn't really have a smirk on her face, but people remember her having a straight face.
She kind of looks like Benjamin Franklin does on the $20 bill. They kind of have the same facial expression.
I feel like back then people just looked that way. People were just sad,
just real mundane.
They just looked like
the straight face emoji.
They just look like economic depression.
They do.
Kit Kat has always been my favorite candy. It never had a dash in between it. I always thought it was Kit dash Kat.
Get the thoughts together
it's
first
just
and then
Kit Kat.
speak.
And it's funny because like people hear this and they're like, why the fuck would a time traveler go back and change the hyphen on a Kit Kat? But these are just small things in pop culture that we notice because something else was done.
Let me ask you this.
The Sinbad Genie movie.
Aladdin? Oh.
No, Sinbad wasn't in Aladdin.
I don't know.
But remember when Shaq had a genie movie?
Yeah.
A lot of people think that Sinbad had one too. But
I thought that he did too. I think that's why I might have just.
Bro, it's
so
much
so
stuff.
back to Nelson Mandela. Is he's dead? Is he dead now?
Yeah, he's dead.
But they said he died a long time ago, not when he died that we all thought.
They say he died
in prison.
In prison.
So he never got out and never became president.
No,
in this third universe.
In people say he died and that didn't happen.
That he never became president.
Right.
And there's people that remember his death in prison.
Exactly. And that's
that's spooky.
That's the biggest one. But
no,
I'm not gonna go over all of them. But there's just a bunch. Like people remember there being a Jiffy peanut butter, and that never happened. You know what I mean?
What you mean there ain't no Jiffy peanut butter?
The Queen in Snow White never said "Mirror, mirror on the wall." Hannibal Lecter never said "Hello, Clarice."
Yes, he did. No, okay, nigga, he did say "Hello, Clarice."
He never did. I watched it again. He never said that. Forrest Gump never said life is like a box of chocolates.
Yes, he did.
No, man, you got to go back. Well, something like that.
He never said hello, Clarice.
No, not once.
Bro, I'll beat you up. He said it.
He beat me up and then watched the movie and
he said it.
He still didn't say it. I'm just beat up.
Really?
Bro, it's
He never said hello, Clarice.
He never said that once.
You can talk. He absolutely said hello, Clarice.
Nah,
I'll put my fucking computer just died.
if that one gets to you, I'll
They're all getting to me. He never said life is like. He said Mama always said life is like a box of chocolates.
Nah, all Hannibal Lecter said was good morning, and the most famous line was non-existent. Everybody knows that Vader never said Luke, I am your father. He says no, I am your father. Forrest Gump says life was like a box of chocolates.
No, bro. He said Mama said I can hear this is what you have to understand about me. I have a different type of memory. So songs register in my head. Things people have said to me in my life always register in my head. And classic lines from movies. I know for a fact he said, hello, Clarice. I can hear him saying it in my head as I just said it to you.
Read it one more time and then come back and tell us. Because it's really crazy because it's one of those things that you're sure of and then you're not. It's weird.
So that makes me question are we really sitting here right now doing a podcast?
Well, here, let me this is my final thought because I'm afraid. For the people who want to debunk this.
Where do I come from?
People are also saying on the science side that the glitch is in our memory, not the matrix. And this is actually really, really, really interesting to me, okay? So there is a leading psychological theory that says that our memories are constructive, not reproductive. So basically that means that we build our memories based off of various bits and pieces of information, and we piece it together as something fake, as opposed to it recording, like playing back like a recording. It's not like if we remember this right now. This is a fact. So when we remember this, like, okay, if you remembered tomorrow, it wouldn't be like you press play in your brain and a recording happened. You're basically piecing things together based on information and playing a fake recording that's not really pure. Memories aren't pure. Everything that you remember is just you reenacting that. So basically what they're saying, right, exactly. So it can be distorted by bias, association, imagination, peer pressure. So I can make you remember something different, which makes you think of court.
Have you ever had this? Have you ever had this happen? Because now that you say that, I'm like blown the fuck away. Because have you ever been, like, say me and you, I think this happened between me and you before. Say I'm telling you a story of something that happened when we were both there. And I'm telling the story like, oh, and this happened. And you're like, this happened. I'm like, oh, yeah, you're right.
Right.
So that's actually really supports your point.
Exactly.
Because I see it in my head a certain way.
You had some information. You built that memory based on information that you had, and then I supplied some more information. And
who knows if yours is even right, because yours might be the same fucking way.
I could have just said that.
What the fuck is even happening?
You could say, remember yesterday when that white horse came in? And I'd be like, oh, yeah. And I'd be like, wait, no, that didn't happen.
Right.
This happened. And now we're just messing each other's memories.
Now we're just trading
based on our POV.
Wow. That makes that might be your biggest find in this conspiracy corner.
So based on that, people are saying that the glitch is in our memories, not the matrix. So they're saying that me telling you like you were blown away by Berenstain. Mm-hmm. Maybe it was always Berenstain, but for some reason we just remember it Berenstain, and now I'm blowing your mind because I just told you that it's always been Berenstain, and now it's not when it always was Berenstain, you know? So I could have been messing you up, and
we all could be messing each other up, all with our interpretations of things that happen.
Exactly. So for the example of Mandela, he was in prison for like 20, 30 years. So if you think about it, he could have just went to prison and people forgot about him, and then in their memory just been like, I thought he died. It really was the same thing.
All that could take one person who maybe didn't even
He was just in prison.
That, and then maybe was just like said it to another person. He was like, I didn't see that. And then maybe after time, it was like, well, maybe I.
It's like a week ago if somebody was like, didn't DMX die? It's like, no, he's just been in prison for a long time. We haven't seen him.
The crazy thing about that is that it really makes you question, unless we see it on videotape. And sometimes even now, some things that we have been seeing, we could have been wrong in that.
Yep.
That's really a fascinating notion and a great way to end this episode. You're a smart guy, man. I'm glad we're friends.
Go down this black hole, man. It's crazy.
Okay, and we definitely got to start spending more time on it because we can't just let this be the last 10 minutes because now I got so many fucking questions, but I feel like we've been talking for over an hour.
Well, then, I'll give you a preview of next week's.
Oh, don't do this to me.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to let the fans know. All right? It's called the DeBeck Box.
The DeBeck Box?
The DeBeck Box. And please.
Why that sound like some real crazy woman's vagina? I thought it would have worked.
Well, what it is.
I thought you would have given me a chuckle. The DeBeck Box?
Tune in next week. We're going to be talking about the DeBeck Box. It is a haunted wine cabinet.
So it's not a vagina?
It is not a vagina. I'm not here to talk about conspiracies within haunted vaginas. I'm here to talk about...
the souls of tormented men are in there.
It is a Jewish ghost.
DeBeck Box?
That was trapped in a wine cabinet, and somebody posted it on eBay and put the entire legend in the description. It is so creepy. I was going to just follow up the Mandela effect with it, but I wanted to have its own segment.
Own moment?
Mm-hmm. So that's going to be next week. And it's
and so can I make an executive decision? From now on, we get our topical stuff out in the first 40 minutes. Last 20 is for Conspiracy Corner. We'll just start off there.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's more conspiracy. It's been in the
this shit is crazy. Now I don't even know what my life has been because my memory is the bullshit.
I did my job then. I'm out here blowing minds. Pause. So that has been another episode of The Internet is Undefeated. My name is Patrick Cloud.
My name is DoBoy.
The Internet is undefeated.
Okay, you're trash. Okay. Make sure you like the video, share the video, comment on the video.
Trying to sing like Tony Braxton.
Sound like Barry White, nigga. Oh, deep ass voice. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that, and follow us on all social media platforms. We have been your boys, and we out here.
What up? Thank you for tuning in to another installment of The Internet is Undefeated. Please like the video, share the video, hop in the comments, let us know what you think. If you just want to hear the audio, go ahead, follow us on Spotify and Google Play. I have been DoBoy. Peace.